Okay, let's start the class. Good morning, everyone. Okay, is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in yesterday's class, we have already discussed the calculation of kinematic indeterminacies for different kind of structures, right? So in kinematic indeterminacy, we have already discussed only for a pin jointed structures, and the rigid body displacement has to be discussed at. In previous class, we have already discussed that the how the kinematic indeterminacy is calculated for pin jointed truss in two-dimensional and the same pin jointed truss in three-dimensional structures. And also we have already discussed the members are extensible. That means the axial deformations is considered and the axial deformation is not considered. So the difference in the particular member is already discussed. So along with this, the members, if I hope everyone, do you people remember that what we have already discussed in the class, that I could just open it and I can show you. Right. So this is what we have the previous class. The discussion has began, and that is conducted. That is, the axial deformations are considered for the member. When it is considered for the member, the axially will be a delta y for this particular member. The if the axial deformation is considered, then the decay value will be of three numbers, and here at this support it is 0, since the fixed support is restraining all the reactions, that is reactions in y direction, reaction in x direction, and the reaction, that is the movement in z direction, right? So but here in this case, in this point, there are 3 displacements are known, that is 3 degrees of freedom can be considered when it is axially deformed. That means axial deformations are considered. So axial deformation in the sense that is in delta y direction it is allowed, and the degree of freedom is considered, and in delta x as well as in movement in z direction. So there are three numbers. So at the same case, if you consider the same beam when the axial deformations are not considered, or the member is rigid, which is not inextensible, which is inextensible, that means which cannot be enlarged, which cannot be uh, having a change in its length, that is nothing but the axial deformations are not considered. So in the case axial deformations are not considered, the delta y value will be 0. Then the degree of freedom in y direction is restricted. That means axially it is not allowed to deform. So only two directions are allowed, that is in x direction and movement in z direction. And at the same time, at this support it is 0 because the fixed support is provided. There is no degrees of freedom to move or deform in the particular joint. So since it is 0 here and here, it is two numbers. Degree of kinematic indeterminacy is two numbers, and these axial deformations are considered, right? So at the same case, if the particular member is having another joint like this, so that would be discussing in this class now. So previous class we have discussed this till this much, and already we have already discussed, that is the for pin jointed trusses in two-dimensional and the pin jointed trusses in three-dimensional, right? And for the beams we have already began, that is for two-dimensional, when it is considered for two-dimensional x, y, z directions are referred as degrees of freedom, and at the same time, three-dimensional it is referred as 6 numbers, right? I hope it is clear for you people. So in this class, I would like to discuss the member having the framed structure in this manner, right? So I hope you people are remember what we have discussed in the class. How many of you were there in the previous yesterday's class? Sushma, you were there. Sujata. In yesterday's class, we have already discussed these things. You people were there.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Anraj. Anraj. Yes. You were there in yesterday's class.
Sir.
Okay. That means the whatever the discussion you will be carrying out in this class will be clear for you people, because in yesterday's class we have to consider an basic thing. So that is why we have to consider this one. So now here there are two members attached to one another. That when the members are inextensible, or we can say a rigid, then the rigid body displacement shall be considered. So in previous class we have discussed the rigid body displacement for the particular members. So now, so in this case I would like to write here that when it is most important whether in the question it is referred whether the particular members are rigid or not rigid, whether the particular members are extensible or inextensible. That means axial deformations are considered and the axial deformations are not considered. That is what we have to observe in the question. When it is given, the particular calculation of degrees of freedom will be differ from rigid body to non-rigid body, or extensible body to inextensible body, or the axial deformations are considered or the axial deformations are not considered. So you must be well known with these value, these that is the notations, right? So when the members are inextensible, the members are inextensible, or we can say rigid, or we can say rigid, then rigid body rigid body displacements are shall be considered. Rigid body displacement shall be considered. So that means what are the rigid body displacement then? Then what is the meaning when the particular members are inextensible or rigid? What is this meaning? So here the meaning is nothing but, so whenever the particular member, that is you can say it is a column or a beam, when it is rigid it cannot be extends or it cannot be undergo in a tension because it is rigid, or inextensible is nothing but it cannot go or it cannot extend any further distance at the considered location. So that means the particular body will not be having any displacement in y direction or axial direction. So here if you consider the direction of this one for this member, the delta y will be 0. That means the displacement in the direction of y is not allowed. So since the degree of freedom in that particular direction is 0. So at the same time, if you consider for this one, the rigid body displacement, that is inextensible or the member is rigid, then again the particular delta y is 0. So delta y, that means delta y displacement is restrained, then the degree of freedom is vanish over here in the direction of y. So this is how the particular action may be considered. So if you have calculation regarding this, so how do you calculate for the member when it is considered for the decay. So degree of kinematic indeterminacy shall be considered when it is a frame or a beam. We have three numbers of reactions in each joint, 3j. So in this we have to deduct the external reactions, right? And also we have to deduct the members. Since it is a rigid body, when it is considered to be a rigid body, then only we have to consider a members. So the decay will be, now calculate 3. How many numbers of joints are there? How many numbers of joints are there? There are 3 numbers of joints, right? There are 3 numbers of joints. This is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3, right? There are 3 numbers of joints. And in the reactions in the RE, so how many reactions are there? There are 3 numbers. Since there is no support at the other end, we have 3 numbers of reactions are restrained, and we have 1 member and we have 2 members. There are 2 members in the frame. So 9 minus 3, 6 minus 2 will be 4. This is the 4 number of degrees of freedom that are there in the particular given structure. So let us see what are those members, what are those degrees of freedom in the particular member. So however, at the support we don't have any values or any degrees of freedom, since I will write here as 0 at the support. At the same time we have this one. Since here there is no axial deformations is provided, right, and there is no, here this value will be 0 and this value will be 0 for these members. Since there is a moment is there, moment is allowed, so I could write the different color over here. Since there is a moment is allowed, and at the same time here the one more moment is allowed, right? So moments are allowed at this case. And at the same time, if you consider an axial force for this member, that will be n sigma y. And here, if you consider the axial deformation for this member, that will be delta x, right? So here delta y will be there, right? Delta y will be considered. So degrees of freedom for this will be 1, 2, and 3. But we have got here 4. So one more degree of freedom is observed when it is rigid, means the particular body will be shifting from one position to another position. So I could draw this like this much. So that means we can observe over here, this is the particular distance. This is the particular distance. In this distance, the whole body is displaced. That means when it is rigid, the complete body will be displaced. When it is not rigid, the particular member is only displacing, right? So let us discuss some more problems. Then we will be getting to know this, what is rigid and what is not, inextensible, extensible, and axial deformations are considered and the axial deformations are not considered. So in this case, the displacement in particular y direction, that we can say, sorry, in x direction, the delta x is there, then 3 plus 1 will be 4 numbers, right? This is how the degrees of freedom or kinematic indeterminacy for a rigid member is considered, right? So in this case, we have to have a particular calculations by referring to the given notations, whether the body is extensible or inextensible, rigid or not rigid, or axially deformed or axially not deformed. Axial deformations are considered or axial deformations are not considered. This is the simple thing that we have to know. So at the same time, if you consider a beam, if you consider a beam of having the dimensions, having the structure in this manner, right? So at this manner, if you have a degree, that is the structure. So for the decay value over here, the decay value for this, what would be the decay value here? So 3 times of the joints. How many joints are there? There are 2 joints, right? And the external reactions are 3, and then that means 6 minus 3 will be 3 over here. So what are those 3 degrees of freedom? We can now we have calculated the decay value as 3. So where are those 3 degrees of freedom in this frame or in this structure? So let us know that. So when the particular body is not said whether the body is extensible or not extensible, then we can have the movement, the that is displacement in this manner, in this pattern. So here the delta x value would be considered like this. That means it is extended in the direction of x, right? And we have observed and 1 degrees of freedom in the direction of x. Along with that, we have already know that the delta y direction is also allowed. Then the deformation in the y direction is happened, right? Along with this, we have already observed the moment, that is the theta value. The another degree of freedom we have observed in this. So apart from these three, we don't observe any of the moments in the particular member. That means we have observed 3 degrees of freedom, that in y direction, in x direction, and in moment, that is in z direction, right? Is that clear for you people how the degrees of freedom are calculated for the structures?
Yes, sir.
Right? So along with this, let us have some more problems to discuss the degrees of freedom. So I will take an example. Let us have an example in this manner. Let us take a frame. So if you consider a frame with fixed supports, so can you able to tell me how many degrees of freedom are there in this particular structure? Since the particular structure is said to be a rigid body displacement, right? So that means the particular structure is rigid. So hence it is rigid means the particular, say if you consider this member, if you can observe the cursor, I am showing that. If you observe this member, it is not allowed to move in y direction. Am I right? Because of connection of this member, since it is not allowing in y direction, and at also this member is also not allowed in y direction. And if you consider the beam in this frame, the beam will not be allowed to move in either of these direction or either of these direction. Correct? So at the same time, the particular body is rigid, and which is not extensible, which is inextensible, or the axial deformations are neglected. Axial deformations are neglected. That case, how many degrees of freedom that we can observe over here, that I could write in this decay can be considered. What is the formula? That is 3 numbers of reactions, sorry, 3 numbers of degrees of freedom will be there at each joint. So for that I will consider 3 numbers of joint. So at the same time, if there is any support for the joint, those support reactions should be neglected. That means the RE, that is external reaction, should be neglected. And at the same time, if you have a rigid body connection, then the members should be deducted. So if you write the equation, that is for consider 3 numbers of joints. How many joints are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4 numbers are joints. 4. And external reactions, how many external reactions are there? How many external reactions are there in the frame?
6.
6 numbers. Here it is 3 and here it is 3. there are 6 numbers of reactions, and there are 3 numbers of members in the particular joints. In the particular structure. So now, if you consider 12 minus 6 minus 3 would be of. So here I have to write in this manner. How many degrees of freedom can we observe? There are 3 numbers. 6 minus 9, and so 12 minus 9 will be 3 numbers of degrees of freedom we can observe in the particular structure. So let us see what are those 3 degrees of freedom in the particular structure. So the degrees of freedom in the structure, if you can observe, then it is a rigid body displacement, and it is a rigid body. So with this dark note, I will show the restrained or restricted displacements in delta y, and also in this member you can have a delta y which is not allowed because it is a rigid body. In the question they have mentioned that there is a rigid body connection, and delta x is also not allowed in the member at this joint is also, and this joint also. So which is allowed here then? The moment is allowed. The moment is allowed, and also the moment is allowed. So apart from this, we'll be having, since it is a rigid body connection, we can have the whole body is moving in this direction. We can have the movement in this direction. So for this, the particular delta x for whole body rigid, and that means the rigid body movement can be observed for the whole body, not for each member. Since the color code that I can show you, the moment 1, another moment is here 2, and the displacement is 3. So there are 3 numbers of degrees of freedom for the particular frame, right? So since it is inextensible, or since it is rigid, the particular members are not allowed to move in either of x and y direction, right? So is that clear? So if the same case, if you have an example with the same structure, I will consider over here. I will consider a member that is provided with an internal hinge. So what do you mean by internal hinge? Please let me know, anyone. So what do you mean by internal hinge? What do you mean by internal hinge? We have already discussed these things. Arun, can you able to tell me what is internal hinge? Yes.
Sir, sir, provide the structure to reduce the statical indeterminacy, no, sir? They are inside the structure, they are provided into the structure to reduce statical indeterminacy.
Yes, you can also have the particular member in statical indeterminacy. Even though you can have the internal hinge for kinematic indeterminacy also. It is not like that it is should be there in only in the particular member, right? So internal hinge can be there in any of the members, any of the frames. Just we are going to calculate whether how many degrees of freedom are there and how many statical indeterminacy is there for the particular structure. It is not like that we have to provide only for statical or not for kinematical. It's not like that.
And sir, bending moment is always zero, no, sir, in internal hinges.
Yes, bending moment is 0 because it is released, right? Okay, that's correct. So now here, if you are providing any internal hinge for particular structure, then we could consider the equation like this. So degrees of kinematical indeterminacy can be written as 3 numbers of degrees of freedom at each joint we can have. Along with that, we have to neglect if there is any support reactions are there. There is external reactions I could write, and the members are should be neglected or deducted if it is a rigid body connection, or if it is inextensible, or if it is the axial deformations are not considered. And then we will be having, if there is an internal hinges, then the release reactions should be considered. So the decay value, that means the kinematic indeterminacy for the particular structure, 3 numbers of joints. How many joints are there? So here, whenever, so keep in mind and do remember this. Whenever you will be getting the joint, we have to consider hinge. We have to consider it as a joint itself. That means whenever you are getting an internal hinge, you have to consider it a joint, because you'll be getting a moment over here. So whenever you are getting a moment, that particular location will be considered as a joint. Since 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 numbers of joints are there. 5 numbers of joints are there, and the external reactions are 6 numbers. Since external reactions are 6 numbers, so here if the question is provided when the members are extensible, and the particular structure is not rigid, or the particular particular structure is having axial deformations, so in that case we cannot consider the value of m. So I will just write it here, and then I will write it explain in clearly. So the RR, that is release reaction, how do you can calculate? M dash minus 1, right? So m dash minus 1 is that m dash is nothing but how many members are connected to the internal hinge. There are 2 members are connected to the internal hinge, so 2 minus 1 that I could write. So here I will just tell you how the m is 0. So here 15 minus 6 plus 3, right? So for the decay value over here is 15 minus 6, that is plus 3. How many it will be? Sorry, it is not 3, it is 1 here. 2 minus 1 will be 1. 15 minus 6 plus 1 will be of 10 numbers.
Yeah.
Right? So there are 10 numbers of degrees of freedom available in the particular structure. See, only when why it is m is considered 0, I will just write it here. The note I could write. The note you can have the members are extensible or the members are not rigid, or the axial deformations are considered. Axial deformations are considered, and the member is not rigid. Rigid is it is not rigid means it is able to move in either of the direction. That means it is not rigid means it will be a flexible. In the case if you are considering it as a flexible, then the member is having the capability to change its dimension. Length, in the terms of length, it can change its dimension from original to an extendable value, and the members are extensible in the sense that is able to have a deformation in the direction of axial load. So this is the condition we could have in the question. Then we have to neglect the value of m here. At the same time, if the particular structure is provided as a rigid, like this, the particular structure is provided a rigid, that means the member value will be considered. The value of m will be considered. So at the same time, if the structure is provided with a rigid, then what could be the value of dk now here? So dk will be equal to 15 minus 6 minus how many, if you are considering a joint, then there are two members, 1, 2, 3, and 4 members are there, right? And the release reaction will be 1. And at the same time, if you consider the kinematic indeterminacy for the structure, 15 minus 6 minus 4, 5 plus 1, 6 numbers of degrees of freedom will be there. So is that clear? When the particular structure is given as a rigid, right? When the particular structure is given as a extensible, right? You have to remember these words. You have to remember these words. The extensible, not rigid or rigid, and axial deformations are considered. I hope these words are clear for you people. If it is not clear, let me know that I can repeat it once again and I could take another example to explain it. All of you.
Sir, explain once again, sir.
Okay, remaining are listening or not? Yes, Sunil.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear for you people, or shall I explain once again?
So once
Nehal.
again.
Okay. Shweta and Ashna. And because why I am asking everyone is, I think
Yes,
you
sir.
are listening or not. That is what I want to know.
Sir, with other examples, sir.
Okay, you can take another example to have discussion with this. Before taking an example, I would like to tell what is extensible, what is not inextensible. Just I could write the differences over here. Extensible extensible. Next, not rigid. Here you could say rigid. And axial deformations. Axial deformations not considered. Axial deformations considered. These are the words, right? So here, these words, if you observe in the questions, say I could write, I could mark over here, and these are the words. If you observe these questions, if you observe these sentences in the question, then it would be saying that extensible, not rigid, axial deformations are not considered, in the sense the particular, I would like to write regarding this with an considering a member. Say there is a member having and support at this end. And here, if you have these conditions, which is extensible, okay, which is extensible in the sense here the particular member can be extended in this manner. That means the particular joint of this structure can be extensible. I hope you know the meaning of extensible and inextensible. Extensible is nothing but the particular member is capable to have the deformation in its axial direction. Right? So here I could take another mark to mark here, and this is the deformation. and this is extensible. This is extensible. Since it is extended, the body is automatically considered to be a not rigid. Yes, am I right? If it is extended, then the body is not rigid. If it is not extended, then only considered to be a body is rigid. The particular body, if it is rigid, then it won't extend. It will get break, right? So again, you will be coming to brittle and ductile, right? Brittle and ductile materials, right? I hope you know these meanings. So here it is extensible in the sense the particular body can be extend furthermore. Hence it is not rigid. That means the axial deformations are, so it is like that. The axial deformations are considered, and here it is axial deformations are not considered. It is not rigid means the axial deformations are considered over here, right? And here axial deformations are not considered. Axial deformations are not. Axial deformations are not considered. So that means the axial deformations are considered in the sense, hence the particular point, and this particular point is allowed to have a deformation in the direction of load. Axially loaded, then the deformations are considered since it is extended, right? So that means we can have the particular structure having the deformations in this manner. The same thing at the same time, if you consider this one, so the same structure if you consider with an given notation, that is the body is inextensible and body is rigid and the axial deformations are not considered, in that case we won't have any deformations in the axially. We'll be having restricted to this particular length itself. Will not be having any extended. That means the particular body is rigid and the axial deformations are not considered. Is that clear? The difference between these two words? So with this, okay. Whatever we have had a discussion, I could write for this, and I will make a table for this. So in two-dimensional, so I will write with the dark one. In dimensional truss, in two-dimensional truss, we can have a decay value as two deformations will be there at each joint, and we have to deduct the external reactions. And at the same time, in 3D truss, if you observe the decay, that is degree of freedom, you'll be having three numbers of degrees of freedom at each joint, and at the same time we have to deduct the external reactions, right? And in 2D beam or frame, if you consider the decay value to calculate this is three numbers of freedoms, degrees of freedoms at each joint, 3j, minus we have to deduct the external reactions, and at the same time we have to deduct the members. When you will deduct the members, the particular body is extensible, which is not rigid. If it is rigid, then only we have to count the members. If it is not rigid, then members value will be 0. So I will write it here, plus the released reactions, since it would be considered when not rigid. Same thing I will write in 2D beam, or frame. Dk value will be 3 times of joints minus external reactions plus RR, since it is rigid body, right? So at the same time, in 3D beam, frame, the dk value will be 6 numbers of degrees of freedom at each joint. 6 numbers of degrees of freedom at each joint minus the external reactions minus m, and that is members and released reactions. Again, it is at the same case, not rigid. Not rigid. Again, in the 3D beam, or frame, dk value, if you consider 6 numbers of joints and external reactions minus released reactions when rigid body. Please have a note on this. Please take a note on this. It is all about the kinematic indeterminacy. Kinematic indeterminacy. Right? This is how we have to have in formulas to calculate the different kinds of the structures. So let us take an example with this. Let us take an example. Let us consider an example on this. So now I will draw an particular structure. Let us see if people can calculate the degrees of freedom. So there is a member having the connections in this manner. The support condition I could give here, one is fixed one I will give. Let us consider all types of support in this problem. Okay, so we have a pin jointed, and let us have a roller support. And again we will have this kind of roller support over here. And again at this time we'll consider this kind of support. So can you people able to calculate the dk value for this member, that is for this frame? Are you listening? Yes. Can you able to calculate the degrees of freedom for this frame? Try it at least. I will ask each and everyone, how did you calculate and how you have gone through it? Please let me know whether you were able to calculate or not. The formulas are here. So here the condition you can consider it is a rigid body. It is a rigid body. Consider as a rigid body. And if the question in the question it is mentioned, then whether it is extensible or not rigid or and the axial deformations are considered, then only you have to consider the given statement. If it is not given anything, then you can directly consider it as a rigid body. Do remember that if any conditions are not given, you directly consider it as a rigid body. Then we have to calculate the kinematic indeterminacy of the structure. So all of you trying. Sujata, Snehal, Shweta, are you trying? Sunil? So, okay, anyhow, I will tell you, I will calculate this. So before that, I will write the values of m. So however, when it is rigid body, we are not going to consider the value of m. So how many reactions are there in the external reactions are there? There are 3 numbers of external reactions, here 2 numbers of external reactions, here 1 number of external reactions, here 2 and here 2. So do you people know how these numbers are I have written? Because and this discussion already I have done in the very first class. So the number of reactions are they number of reactions for each types of support I already discussed in the first class. So there are 3 numbers of reactions are restrained over here, that is in x direction, y direction as well as in movement. So here so just I will directly write it, no problem. So vertical reaction is restrained, the horizontal reaction is restrained and the movement is restrained. Here the vertical reaction is restrained and horizontal reaction is restrained. Here the only vertical reaction is restrained, and here the vertical reaction is restrained and the movement is restrained. Here the horizontal reaction is restrained and the movement is restrained. Right? This is how the particular degrees of freedom and that is reactions you can consider. So degrees of freedom will be here 1, here it will be 2, here it will be 1, here it will be 1. So degrees of freedom I could write in the different color. So in blue color I could write here it is 1, here it is 0, here it is 2, here it is 1, here it is 1. So 1 is the vertical movement, here 2 is the horizontal movement, sorry, here 1 is horizontal movement, here 2 is one movement and one horizontal movement. Here 2 is one, sorry, here 1 is that is movement. Here 0 is because no any other the freedom is provided for the fixed support. Decay values for the supports. So now can able to calculate. So here I will write it as degree of kinematic indeterminacy for the given structure is 3 numbers of joints. So how many joints are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 joints are there, right? Plus, how many external reactions are there? These are external reactions and these are glazes. Now here we are going to calculate external reactions. 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 numbers of external reactions are there. Is there any release reactions? No, we are not observing any release reactions. And here we could write minus sign. So how many? 39, 13 into 3 will be 39.
Excuse me, sir.
Minus, yes.
Sir, how 13?
13 is C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 30 numbers of joints are there,
Okay, sir.
right? And 10 numbers of external reactions, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. And we don't have any internal hinge over here since it is 0. Then there are 29 numbers of degrees of freedoms are available in this frame. Is that clear? How? The only thing is here, the particular structure is calculated by referring to the kinematic, that is degrees of freedom provided in the supports. So each supports will be having 3 numbers. So just look at this, how we have calculated, and you can take another problem here. Or else we can take we can have the calculations in this frame only. So here in each joint we'll be having observing the delta y and delta x and the movement s theta in z direction. Similarly in this frame also, in this joint also and in this joint also. So how many will be getting here? 3 plus 3 plus 3. So there are 9 numbers. And at the same time, how many getting in this floor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 into 3 times of the reactions. So there are 15 numbers of reactions are there. Delta x, delta y, delta theta z in each joints. The joints are 5 and 3 into 5 will be 15. And at this level, how many degrees are there? Degrees of freedom 0, 1, 2, that is 3, 4 and 5. There are 5. So how many it will be? 15 plus 5, 20, 29. This is how the total degrees kinematic indeterminacies are available in the particular structure. So is that clear how we have calculated this one? Right? Please let me know whether it is clear for you people or not. Shweta,
Yes, sir.
is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Then why you are sitting quiet? I am asking you now. Sujata,
Yes, sir.
right? The discussion is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have any doubts regarding these calculations, please let me know. Don't sit quiet. All of you. Okay, so with this note, I will conclude this class and will discuss the furthermore problems on this content in next class. So please don't miss the classes. Once you miss the class, you won't understand the upcoming classes. That is what I could recommend you. So please, don't miss the classes. If you miss the class, you won't understand these things. Okay. With this note, I will conclude this class. If you have any doubts regarding this, please let me know now itself, or else I could end this class. Yes? Okay, anyhow, thank you everyone for attending the class and thank you for your patience. Thank you. You can leave
Thank you,
now.
sir.